Hello everybody, back again. I've just spoken to Mark and he was having difficulties finding me on the Instagram, so I'm just waiting for him to come back on now. Yeah, really sorry about this, guys. SWEENEYTV, the HQ, isolation lockdown, week 1. Here's Mark now. I'm just going to add him to the chat. Hey, finally. How are you, buddy?
Very good. I think I've got coronavirus lockdown syndrome, I think.
Yeah, I think we all have, my friend. I've just been watching the shops today. It's crazy out there, brother. It's absolutely crazy. But listen, I've been talking about this all day. Let's get on with some fun stuff. Obviously, give us an introduction, Mark. Obviously, I did say earlier on, my friends in the barbering industry haven't been very kind to me. They've given me really difficult surnames to say, and I'm not struggling saying yours again. So if you could just, how do you pronounce it?
Well, we say Sproston as a family, but funny enough, my other side of the family says Sproston. So depending on how you are or where you're from. So North Staffordshire, Stokies, if there's any watching, Sproston, for us, Sproston.
Okay, Mark Sproston, the shave doctor, the legendary shave doctor. So if you just give us a little brief introduction, Mark, where did you start, and how have you sort of evolved into where you've got to today?
Well, it was about 1980s. So going back some years there. So what, 33, 34 years.
Yeah.
So my time actually was spent literally in the unisex salons, but mainly female. So rinsing off the Permy solution. I can still smell that now.
I've been there, my friend.
Yeah, so we all started from the bottom and worked our way up. And in fact, someone actually reminded me the other day, because we were talking about the time spent when you were at the backwash, rinsing the hairs, and then this hand would then go up shorts, because I used to wear shorts in those chino shorts and the canvas shoes, and they'd be high up there and they'd be trying to touch everything. Now, of course, if they were still alive today, bless their souls, we could probably sue them for sexual harassment, but they're in the 60s and 70s then. So that's how things have changed. But that's where I started, and then moved into barbering, and had a real passion for shaving, not cutting. So I got bored with cutting, and some people on here might think, what? You know, with all the styles and, you know, the way it's become quite modern and everything else. But my passion was then male grooming, not necessarily barbering. So probably moving slightly different circles to a lot of people when I was training then. And seeing lots of guys coming in with shaving rash and ingrowing hairs and spotty prone skin and eczema and psoriasis. Of course, in those days, there wasn't much science around. And people were saying, you know, you got 10 minutes, literally. It was literally East End barber shave, something for the weekend, sir, in, out, and off they would go. And I would go, well, you know, they've got in, oh, time's money, get them out the door. And I'm thinking, oh. So I thought the grass was green, and went somewhere else, exactly the same. So I got quite disillusioned with the industry at that time, and then took a break, did my corporate training, and then 20 years ago, set up a male grooming company online when the .com era came in, and we were selling about 300 products online. We had 40 brands, some of the well-known brands, and then decided to start my own online clinic. So every Wednesday night, we'd have a clinic, 7 till 8, similar to this now, and then people would actually, you know, chat, email in with their concerns and their complaints. So I wasn't content with just sitting behind the desk and watching this go off every week, and then decided that we would take the business out to the consumer. So we did lots of health there and beauty shows. And we were probably the draw to some of the shows. So it was free shaves, come onto the stand. We were called Men's Groom at the time, and we would sell products based on the back of that. So we've moved a long way and diverse every single time from my roots of barbering, really.
Yeah, well, you know, it's it's an amazing journey, which you know you've sort of been on. Obviously, you know I've got your brand here. I'm really impressed with it. Obviously, I've had a wet shave myself with it. Very impressed, Mark. I must admit. Definitely going to be. Hopefully, if we recover from this, it's definitely going to be one of our brands in our shop, which would be great. And obviously, you know, I do education as well, so I do shaving courses, and I'll probably end up using your products on there. So yeah, again, you know, but for barbers out there who are looking for a good shaving product, especially my Turkish barbers who will watch this later on YouTube and all the sites are on, give this range a look, guys. I do recommend it highly, definitely. So, Mark, I'm going to go into sort of my first question. Shaving. Obviously, I'm a wet shave specialist as well. I've got a certain way of how I do my shaving. We're all different. I've got a little bit of Turkish, a little bit of Greek. I grew up in a very Greek environment of shaving, and then I went into Turkish barbering later on in other steps of my career. So I've got the two different elements there. Yeah. But Mark, would love to pick your brain. You know, how do you go about executing the perfect shave doctor shave?
Well, do you know what? For me, Sean, it was, you know, we were talking about the old days, and it was literally, I don't know if you remember the 14-stroke shave that people keep talking about today. So, you know, it was that way, that way, that way, and out the door they went. And I was thinking, no, this can't be right, because even back in the 80s, you know, men were still shaving against the grain. And there's the myth that if you shave against the grain, you're going to go too close, you're going to encourage too many ingrown hairs. I mean, all these are myths that I've quashed over the years, and have made sure that, you know, when I shave my clients, it's not about me. So sometimes, you know, when I do shows and maybe the backhand's not used in certain parts of the shave, maybe the razor isn't looking like a Sweeney Todd gold-plated razor, and they look at it and they go, what? It's not about me. And this is what I say to all my students. You know, it's not about you. Yes, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, and our social media is brilliant, but it's not about you. It's about the client. So you can have this big Sweeney Todd glistening razor, but if you can't use it properly and the client's going to walk out the door with shaving rash, that's the last thing you want. So for me, consultation's so important. And if you're going to do a shave well and make sure the client comes back, consultation's so key. So, you know, how many times a week do they shave? Do they shave against the grain? What products do they normally use? Their expectations, they're yours. So I'm a perfectionist. But over the years, I've had to learn not to be too much perfectionist. So at some point,
Mark, sorry, one second. If you just go back a little bit, it cut out the video, and I missed what you said completely. So if you just restart from halfway where you just said then about.
Which part?
So the last part you said then, just re-say the last part, because it skipped. It did.
Yeah, so it's about knowing your client. So for me, It's knowing your client. So from the consultation, and probably my first 3 or 4 questions, I'll know the type of clients I've got in the chair, and I'll know then how far to push the shave. Yeah. So do you push it so that you give them this really close shave that's as smooth as anything, but they walk out the door and the skin's on fire? And if it's a wedding shave, it's a disaster, because then they'll spend most of the morning, most of the afternoon
scratching.
And they'll be obviously borrowing the other half's concealer and foundation to hide the shaving rash. So that's where I learned quite a lot. So it's meeting their expectations, not your expectations. So that's really, really important.
That's important, Mark. That's good advice.
It is. So it's actually, and what most men do want today, because you've got to remember as well that most men now don't shave on a regular basis. So the skin isn't used to it. It's not toughened up. It's not conditioned to the razor blade. So it's what I call sensitized skin, not sensitive skin. So what you don't want is to overwork the skin. So they go out with shaving rash and irritation.
Mark, can I ask you one question which I've just jumped into my head then? It's quite an important one. Have you noticed over the years, with the younger generations coming through and getting older, beards and facial hair and things changing? So doing a shave in the 90s, doing a shave in the noughties, and doing a shave in the last 10 years, how different are people's faces? Have you seen an evolution?
Well, in terms of style, yes. In terms of how long you spend on a shave, certainly, because obviously in the 80s it was the yuppie shave, so it was full clean shave. 90s you had goatees. Noughties you had the chin straps, early noughties. Now we've got beards, so it's very in and clean line underneath. So in 4 decades I can count, certainly a massive change. But it's not just that as well. The skin has changed as well. So
that's what I mean. Have you seen? Has the skin changed as well?
Massively. So
a lot more more moisture. Would you say? The skin's being taken care of a lot more with the products. That's what I mean.
Yes and no. I mean, if you've got somebody who shaves on a regular basis, even if it's the beard, or they may condition the beard, the skin underneath is in good condition 9 times out of 10. But a lot don't look after the beard well. So, they might have all the good intentions of bringing in the beard oils, using a scrub wash, using the tone or the conditioner after. But they, underneath, and for a long period of time, they won't condition the skin. So it's literally just on the top. So it's about getting that product deep into the skin. So if it does eventually come off, there's
absorption.
There's good skin lying underneath. So massive change through fashion, to the time you spend on a shave, and the way the skin looks. And we have lots of guys in now, believe it or not, even in their 30s and 40s, who have got skin conditions now, where they've had the beard for a number of years, and now they want it off. So of course, then you have to correct that, and that will take maybe 6, 7, maybe sometimes 8 shaves.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And again, it's guys now are going to be coming into the barbers with big beards with this lockdown, and me and you are going to be extremely busy. So I put it this way: the problem me and you get is we struggle to get models.
Well, do you know what?
I know you don't struggle as bad as me, but mate, it's hard to get people to have shaves nowadays, especially when it's like competition stuff. It's crazy.
Well, it is, but I've been lucky because where I'm based, I've got a mixture of retired, and these guys aren't, you're normal retired in their 60s and 70s. Some have been lucky enough to retire early. So I've got, an age group of maybe 18 up to 70, 69, I think our oldest one is. But I've got a bank of around 50 models, regular models, which has helped me keep my shaving academy open at that location in Rugeley, Staffordshire, for 7 years. So without that, I wouldn't have the reputation that I've got today. And this is why people book my courses, because one, we offer 2 days. I think we're the only one. It's comprehensive. There's lots of shaving science, as well as the consultation, as well as the health and safety. And then we have a day and a half of literally one straight after the other, of shaving all my models, and all of them my clients as well. So they've got every trust in me teaching these guys, and some have never picked a razor before, to shave them. So that's why, it's successful in our 14th year. And God forbid, with coronavirus, we can come out of these next few months and we're still continuing to be in business in the 14th year.
Yeah, brilliant, Mark. Absolutely brilliant, mate. It's great to see people in the industry who are very passionate about what they do. I've got to sort of ask the question, because some people are probably thinking it. You don't cut hair at all, just shaving, isn't it? Just to clarify.
Not anymore. Not doing it for years, and I don't miss it. No.
You don't even cut your son's hair or any of your friends about. You don't keep a little hand in it. No.
A little bit sometimes. I may have to over the next few weeks.
There you go. Hey, you'll be clipping yourself now, mate. We're all going to be trimming ourselves up. It's going to be crazy.
Grade 1, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to be like that little Chinese boy, when he just cuts his fringe and goes all around. I'm going to be doing that. So, Mark, going back to obviously being a businessman, I saw you recently at one of your local award show where you won local small business. Tell us about that, mate.
Well, it's the FSB Awards. So it's the Federation of Small Business Awards. So they're national, so all over the UK. And of course, they held their regional heats over the last 4 or 5 weeks. West Midlands was literally a week just before coronavirus suddenly became a pandemic and a big issue for us here in the UK. So I was there. There was 3,000 entries, 12 categories, only 12 awards available. And I was in the self-employed sole trader category, strong competition from all different sectors. So it's quite nice because you've got not the industry, barring industry.
Yeah, no, I understand. You're in the business sector of it.
Yeah. So you've got the business sector that actually...
You're rubbing shoulders with the big boys now.
Well, that's the idea, you see. So, but it worked. No joke. But of course, cool. I was extremely proud to come away with that. And I mean, fingers crossed. We don't know how far this coronavirus situation will go into. But now I've won that, we then go to hopefully the 21st of May down to London to represent. I'll represent the West Midlands for the Sole Trader Self-Employed Award to hopefully win the national award. Now, if it's postponed, fair enough, we may have to go down to the end of the year. But it's something I've got on the shelf. It's something that I'm really proud of. 13 years of doing what I'm doing. And now I can say that we've got an industry award, a business industry award, not just a award from the industry that I'm part of. So it's a good recognition, really.
So where's your clinic actually based to? And I love how you called it the clinic, being the shape doctor as well. It's great. I love
exactly. It. So I've got 2. So I've got one in Rugeley, just outside Staffordshire. So that's been in fact, we put Rouge on the map. I mean,
what's that? Is that up north or Midlands?
It's in the Midlands.
Midlands.
And it's a very, very small ex-mining town. We've probably had, I would say, 30% of my students that have come from all over the world that have dropped into Birmingham or Manchester on the train down into Rugeley, Trent Valley, and then into my location. And we've had people from Singapore, Canada, most of Europe. So it's been quite a humbling experience, to say the least. And we put Rugeley, this small town, on the worldwide map.
Brilliant. I got a question from Rob. He's just popped up now. He said hi. Rob asked me to ask you, at your clinic, do you have nurses working there?
Do you know what? Up the blues, Mark, is it? Now then, I was friends with him.
It's only a joke, mate. Only a joke, buddy. Anyway,
I've just seen his message come up. It's got Up the Blues. He knows I'm a Villa fan.
Yeah, no, he knows. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. We'll save that for another SWEENEYTV. We'll try and do.
Question, by the way. The clinic, that's our training location, but we have the clinic which is local to me in Stone, just outside in Staffordshire, which is where I do my dermablading. So I've moved.
Oh yes, yeah. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
explain to the people who don't know what dermablading is.
Right. So I would think that a lot of the females that may watch this will understand what dermaplaning is. So the Americans got hold of a Japanese centuries-old culture called keisori, and it's literally a straight razor.